I'm going to talk about one Democrat. I hate Gavin Newsom. I fucking
Okay.
hate Gavin Newsom. Did you hear about this?
I think I know what you're talking about. Continue though.
Newsom said he will seek trade deals that will spare California itself from retaliatory tariffs. He's Newsom is going to go like
They're gonna
effectively
fucking
commit
break the
treason.
union. That's what they're gonna
It's
do.
committing treason, like
No,
straight
they
up.
are we haven't even talked about this. The United States is a federation of states with their own governments, their own armies. They are independent. They don't need the federal government to run. Trump may very well break the union.
He has absolutely done
Tariffs
that.
do not represent.
Because just to mention, in Washington and Oregon, leadership there is already saying they will join. So we're talking about a West. People don't understand how trade works. There's like really three countries. There's the like New England, the West Coast, and kind of the rest in terms of like economic systems and how they're involved. And the West Coast is absolutely where everything comes in. It's where just everything comes in. It's astonishing. And New England would be the other piece for that. And so when you start talking about like this level and you have Oregon and Washington joining in, the entire West Coast forming its own trade union alliance with the rest of the world is fucking crazy to be there. But his point, California makes up 14% of the US GDP. It's the fifth largest economy on its own, separated from everything else in the world. And they don't care. Like this is gonna come to a fucking hard head with Trump and the government. Like this is shots fired shit.
Represent all Americans. And on behalf of 40 million Americans that live in the great state of California, the tentpole of the U.S. economy, 14% of the U.S. GDP, the fifth largest economy in the world, the dominant manufacturing state in America.
It's actually true. No, it's the number one manufacturing state in the country. I mean, clearly because of the number of people, but also because of the industrial base that it's had. Like this is where NVIDIA makes its chips, is California.
State of mind is around supporting stable trading relationships around the globe. And that's why today I've directed my administration to look at new opportunities to expand trade and to remind our trading partners around the globe that California remains a stable partner.
That is fucked up. Like that is like,
That's we're our federal policy where we're trying to literally fund these massive tax cuts for the rich, but this is like a federal. Yeah, we're gonna undermine that openly. We're just gonna flat out just undermine executive order by the president. I love it.
Yeah,
it's
gonna get really wild, and I got to tell you, I'm curious how that'll go because, again,
pray it's like Victoria 3 and not like Hearts of Iron 4, basically, because like seriously, like
Trump has removed all the leadership at the Pentagon that are uniformed, so his connection to the actual standing military is weaker than ever.
Yeah.
So his ability to actually demand things is going to get weaker and weaker every time he does this, and he's done it a few times. And as that weakens, and as people in the military stop being, the people in the military are true believers, however you may feel about them, and they're fucked up in a lot of ways. They are true believers. And when you start removing that chain of knowledge, the chain of American history, they're chained back to the founding fathers. That's the mentality for them. And Trump's cut that chain, like he sliced it in half. You've got a very different kind of problem for him. It's going to be really wild.
When you have an addition to this, like, arrogant tech billionaires just openly putting veterans into job insecurity and poverty amidst all of this, and there has been no effort to remedy this relationship with the military. Like they're seeing people who leave the military just be completely fucked over without any additional support. Now tell these people, hey, there are these renegade governors that are they're violating an executive order. They're breaking from our plan to make all of your families go into poverty and everyone you love have no future. Go kill them. They're not going to do that. That's like there's no you need to have like a lot a lot of emotional power with a lot of people in order to contain something like this by force, which I think
and the business
yes.
relationships. Someone in chat's asking, I thought Nvidia made all of its chips in Taiwan. A lot of them, but what does making a chip mean? Like here's the thing: we've built a stratified global capitalist economy. So what does making a chip mean? 100% of the design work happens in Santa Clara. Like 100% of the design work. Manufacturing is TSMC in Taiwan, but also New York, if you didn't know. And Samsung, I think, is also making some these days.
Yeah.
As well. Which is like, so it's complicated. And all the materials from that are not from any of those countries. Like that's the other side is this is how supply chains work. So where are tariffs happening? How are tariffs going to be charged and how are they coming through? It's absolutely insane. It's insane again, this is why Gavin Newsom has pull in a lot of ways, because as the wealthy, and they are pulling away from Trump, as the wealthy business owners and tech bros who are just like, NVIDIA and Intel and AMD and all these companies that 100% make up a lot of Silicon Valley, and really make the sort of long-term power there, to be frank, they have manufacturing there. It's not 100% of it, but to kill the chip exporting business or the design work here and then not have it come back to be built in China, like to destroy that entire industry is effectively what Trump is doing. So he has a lot of sway in order to sort of shift that and play with that in a lot of ways. Yep.
And it seems like cracks are showing even on the inside. Obviously, like with the Signal thing, we saw some of them. But in addition to that, because Trump has clearly been taking counsel with people like Elon Musk more than his VP and the people who are actually in his government. But it looks like,
good Lord,
it looks like it's just falling apart. Because again, like when the Signal thing happened, Trump seemed genuinely stumped about it. Like his response was not.
Oh yeah, he had no clue.
He had no prepared response. He had no idea, to the point where he undermined himself by speaking about it. And in that Signal call, we had Vice President Vance saying, the president doesn't, I don't think he understands what this is doing. I don't think he understands the nature of the decisions he's making, paraphrasing. And earlier we'd had leaks from the inner circle talking about how there was like serious friction between Marco Rubio and Musk over Musk just, first of all, bullying him in front of other elected representatives about not firing enough people, but also because he was firing people that Rubio needed to do their jobs. It looks like Trump is getting forced into a position where the consequences of this just insane train of stupid decisions and just deferring to insane rich people who don't know what the cost of a carton of eggs is. It's breaking up. Sorry, go on.
The internal workings of his entire cabinet have to be so fucked up. Like, that's all I can think.
I don't think there are internal workings. I think it's literally just he came into power. He's fearful of people around him. Because, like, remember back when he would like invite like Kanye West and Nick Fuentes, like, this isn't somebody who makes calculated decisions. This is someone who goes, oh, this famous person likes me. Invite them in, yeah, and that's it. They don't think about why. This is someone who, this is Brianna Wu as president. That's what Trump is. Seriously, this is somebody who is completely divorced from the actual real consequences of the things they advocate for, the decisions they make, and so on and so forth, so that he is able to just detach from the world, pull in people who glaze him, remove people who don't, and then down the line just sort of put band-aids on things until his term's up and somebody else is to pick up the pieces. That's fundamentally what's happening here. When you have the VP going into a Signal chat, which is made specifically so that they can have conversations about top secret military decisions off the record because they don't want their incredibly stupid head of state to be seeing it and interfering, saying that, like, hey, just so you guys know, I, the vice president, don't think the president knows what he's doing. It's bad. It's really bad.
Yes, it is.
So the article, if we can just scroll down, I'll start reading if you don't mind.
Please.
I love this subtitle. The president is pleased with Elon Musk, but the decision comes as the tech mogul increasingly looks like a political liability. This is from 2 days ago.
Fuck.
President Donald Trump has told his inner circle, including members of his... Sorry, go on.
No, I said fuck. Sorry. This is just, everything breaks for me when we start having these conversations, because it just becomes like, if I go back in time, I was having a conversation with someone where I'm like, man, I recommended him for a job in 2010. It's the last time we talked, and we caught up again today. And it was like, man, what a different fucking world. Like, what a different world. And, it's just, I feel insane saying some of these things. Just the sentence alone got to me. Sorry.
If Trump keeps this up, what are the odds that he doesn't finish his second term?
I have theories on him not finishing his second term anyway.
If I were these people, just to be clear, like, yeah, you need to understand. Imagine if every single major power in the world, regardless of how they react to the tariffs, regardless of how they react to whatever decisions you make, every major power, including Ukraine, China, Israel, Russia. See where I'm getting at this? Like, because it's also going to affect Russia negatively too. These are crazy, stupid decisions. But Ukraine in particular. Imagine you're looking at all of these countries with tremendous amounts of money put into espionage, military, et cetera, paying off people who do those things for a price. And all they're thinking is, wow, everything we've built up is at risk. In some cases, our national existence is at risk in the case of Ukraine. And the only thing that is making that so maybe occupies about the same amount of physical space as like a pig in a butcher shop. They're thinking that. Everyone is thinking that. There's a reason why this platform, for example, is very much cracking down. I've noticed this, by the way. You showed me this recently. So my channel was demonetized for a very strange reason, and we were confused as to why. I'm not even going to say the name because of YouTube's censorship at the moment. But I learned something recently because Brooke shared it with me. Other channels have been similarly shut down, and it had to do with anti-industrial political activism.
No, we're not going to say a name.
We're not going to say a name. I'm not saying a name. I didn't.
It was a guy in a cabin that everyone's heard about.
I didn't say a name.
I know. I'm just making sure, because what you're about to say, I just want to. It's that serious, actually. Maybe.
No, but like in all seriousness, though.
One sec. I'm fixing a thing.
What the hell is this? Cannot display article due to security restrictions. What is this, Brooks?
This is me fixing. I forgot. I fucked up the stupid headline things. Just give me a second to fix it, okay?
But did you make this?
Yes, I've been coding this since yesterday. I forgot to put it up today, the new version.
Freaking nerd.
Fuck off.
Turn it off. Okay.
It's back. I had to adjust it.
But like, no, but in all seriousness, though, like, there is genuine fear right now that when stuff starts to crumble, people are not going to be able to predict where shit is coming from, which is going to encourage people to throw shit, because those are the conditions under which it's relatively safe to do so if you are a venturesome entity with lots of resources and a military and a lot of incentive to stop this stuff from happening. And
pretty much
it's like, you know who I'd be scared of if I was Trump? Conservatives. Like, it's not the Democrats.
I'd be scared of business people. They're the ones who do this. They're the ones who take care of things.
Israel, Ukraine, like these are people who have people at the ready to do this. Israel's kind of famous for this, as an example. Like, it's like, this is so dumb. All of this is so dumb, just from like a survival point of view. It's very obvious that the people who are in charge right now, because the reason why this didn't happen to this extent, anything like this the first time, is because Trump had to deal with people who knew what their jobs were, knew the stakes, and there was some background pushback. Even though the decisions were terrible, there was still the capacity for management. That's gone because he's surrounded himself with yes men, because being a yes man at Trump was the condition of rising through the party. which means they've screened for incompetence.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're all just pushing buttons. They're just pushing buttons. They know what the buttons do. It's like a first-time player of a Paradox RPG, but a lot more complicated. And it's a lot. You can't save scum anymore. And
well, and all they're trying to
Yes.
do is they're in position and just going, what can I do to make more money? To make more money myself. How do I get
Yes.
rid of taxes? How do I do this? How do I scam the American people as much as fucking possible? Like, that's all they want.
which is giving you too much credit, though, because here's the thing. If that's what they wanted to do, Forbes is an example of someone who does that. You know what's an example of someone who doesn't do that? Of someone who is clouded by ego to the point where they endanger themselves personally? Musk. Because now these people are now going on stage and saying, hey, guys,
Yeah, that's probably
it's
fair.
all me. Like,
That's probably fair.
but what you wouldn't do that if you were being shrewd and cynical. You do that if what you're really after is for people to love you and think you're really cool, which you don't want to be. If you're telling people, hey, yeah, you can't pay rent, that's because of me. And guess what? You can't pay rent the next month, that's still because of me. And you can't pay rent the next month, that's still because of me. You can't buy food, that's because of me. Guys, it's all, I'm right here, I'm on a stage, you can see me. There's nothing between us but air. Like, why would you do that? Unless you're really stupid.
Unless you're really, really fucking dumb.
Unless you're really fucking dumb.
And I think they are. I think they're just stunningly stupid. And it's over and over seeing the same thing, thinking through that. It is terrifying to me, actually, how dumb they are.
Yeah. And that terrifies me additionally because I don't know what happens if they continue to be dumb and there is a level of unrest that they don't feel like they can tolerate safely. And they try to call in the guard as they've expressed they wanted to do over and over again. And what happens if guard don't listen? Like it's, or if some of it does and some of it doesn't, like, I don't know.
I don't either.
It's like, you have to understand, like, the fact of what California did means that Trump is now in a position where he basically has to accept that a state is engaging in treasonous activity, overriding the decision of the president, and just take that, or he has to somehow not. What does that mean? Like, and I think like the one saving grace here is he seems to be very weak and very impressionable. So he seems to have like constantly kicked the can down the road. He's ruined some of his credibility. Even the threat value of the tariffs has been like significantly hampered because he kept delaying them, because it became increasingly clear he didn't know why he was doing them, or what the actual numbers had to be, or what the actual narrative he was spinning was for why he was doing them.
As we talk about these people, and it's one of the things I do have one more clip I do want to watch just real quick.
Okay, let's see.
Because it's like, this is the line they're going for kind of across the board. And I want to just sort of hit it dead on specifically, because this is 2 minutes. This is the thing. And they're seeing it everywhere. This is what they're pushing with.
Now, I got to tell you something. For a nation that is consumed with the notion of fairness and fair play, it's surprising that Americans have bought into the media line that somehow we are being unfair to our friends by demanding fair trade. Check out the existing trade barriers right now, folks. This is
can I just say very
G20 our
quickly?
friends.
His suit looks like the like the silver pale variant of like a Super Smash Brothers costume. I like it.
He is the variety of Ness that no one picks.
Exactly. I was thinking of Martha, actually, but yeah. That's one I always pick.
You would.
Trade barriers
I
right now,
would.
folks. This is G20 nations, our friends. Look at the very bottom of that list. Look who has the lowest barriers. I mean,
These people don't understand how trade works. Like, it's a fucking stunning thing where they're like, hey, we make it easier for everyone in the world to do business with us than anyone else. I wonder if that may have contributed to our position in how those people do business with us and why everyone does business with us. I wonder if there's a reason.
Let's try.
This fucking is taking forever to load.
Look who has the lowest barriers. I mean, it's crazy. Now, of course, some would argue, hey, that's good for consumers. I argue, yeah, but it's better for corporations, right? American consumers, to be quite frank with you, need to consume less, save, and invest a whole lot more. Now, I'm going to be giving a presentation at the need to consume less, save, and invest a whole lot more. Now, I'm going to be giving a presentation at the Money Show this Saturday, and I want to share just a couple of my slides. As we have transitioned from a nation of builders and farmers into this so-called service economy, look at this. It's nuts. What have we done with this? Well, guess what? We've created 4 economic classes. The elites, the educated elites, the baristas who serve them their tea and coffee. We've got a few blue-collar folks left, and then what I call the placated poor. They're given just enough so that maybe they just don't make that move to get off the dime. Now, overall, I think we need to rethink the entire system. That and I hear people saying, "Well, listen, it's got to pretty good, right?
love
because
this.
the dollar's
the four classes: borderline homeless people. What was the other one? Baristas, and the elites, the college students."
So here's the thing: these are signifiers to people like my father, actually. These are signifiers. This is the barista class who they've convinced themselves are kids or college people or 20-somethings or older who went and got a wasted humanities degree and who are just doing it for fun. That's what the barista class is. I'm not joking when I say this, by the way. Like, I don't believe this. Like, to be very clear.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't, but
you know what a barista is, by the way, in 90% of cases? It's somebody who couldn't get a job at another fast food place, because that's what most coffee shops are now. You're not talking about artisans. You're talking about people who work at a coffee shop. You're talking about people who work in a cafeteria. You're talking about people who follow instructions, fill a cup with something, and they do this for 8 grueling hours every single day because they have to make rent and pay for things like everybody else does, including a house and so on and so forth. And a lot of those people, by the way, who are getting, America being absolutely famous for its robust social safety net because it makes sure that its poorest or don't fall into having to supplement their income with crime or end up on the streets or whatever. Those are also those people because they're not making enough to live because their minimum wage is terrible. Like, I can't get over the top class being college students. That's beautiful to me. I love that. I am your master now, chat, just so you know, okay? That's how the world fucking works. You look up and you see me, okay? With my political science bachelor's degree.
I mean, this is what they're doing. Like this, it's an insane step. This guy, because he's really the worst at it, because I don't think he believes anything he's ever said. I've watched him a long time, and he's very much token. That's why he's there. And his existence is to spew this shit in a very particular way. And he's very clearly not into it. And so it's really fascinating to watch. I want to kind of rewind so he says those things again, because I loved the class distinctions. I thought were my favorite part too.
Collar folks left, and then what I call the placated poor.
And elite educated, barista, blue collar, and placated poor.
By the way, all 4 of those are poor, just so you know.
Yeah, and blue collar makes more money than barista.
Yes, and more money than elite educated class in a lot of cases.
Well, no. See, for him, elite educated are lawyers and CEOs and business people. Educated only applies to those things. Okay? Like, you need to understand, Sunday. Your
That's
degree...
Right. You don't need nobody needs college degrees for blue collar work. That's not a thing. No, everybody just pops in. They just come to the front door with their resume. Gee golly, mister, can you teach me how to build houses? Why, sure, son. I mean, they do that, to be fair. But, you don't weld like that anymore. I don't know. You're not building the railroads.
No, you are not. This video is
never
never going to load.
Just enough so that maybe they just don't make that move to get off the dime. Now, overall, I think we need to rethink the entire system. And I hear people saying, well, listen, we've got it pretty good, right? Because the dollar is worthless. So we're getting stuff from other countries for nothing. It's a bargain. And I do agree that the dollar is shot. There's a problem.
The dollar is worthless. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of problems with
the dollar is worthless, so we're getting stuff for free. Did he just say that? Did I have a stroke?
He did. He did. He said this.
Okay.
The dollars kind of generally, because I looked this up, there are some upwards and downwards small trends of like, but it's not anything wild. I think we're at the same point we were like 6 months ago. I don't even know. Like, this shit is, again, he's just fucking out of his mind.
Dollar, but blood, sweat, tears, all of that goes into getting those dollars, and that means something. Moreover, when we hand over this cash to other nations, what do they do with it? They buy U.S. assets, like our businesses and our farms. And think about this for a moment. China, they're building new cities. I'm talking about this stuff they're doing. They're building dams that will change the axis of the earth. They're building new cities. What are we building? We're building football stadiums.
Dams that will change the axis of the earth. That's interesting.
And we're building football stadiums. So this is, remember, Republican right, the party of don't tell us what not to do. We should be free to have all the soda and sports in the world. How dare you get in our way? We care about all that too. Asceticism, asceticism, asceticism. That's all they're screaming about.
Yep.
Because it's all they care about when they're in power. When they're not in power, it's all they care about yelling the opposite of.
No, you have to understand, capitalism breeds innovation. Okay, that's why whenever like billionaires or big companies take over small local businesses, the quality shoots up every single time across the board. Because they're just out there looking for little innovators, just rising from. They're looking for the cream of the crop, just pops up, and they just lift them. And they absolutely don't just like buy them up and buy all their competitors up and make everything into the same low level shit and then just spread that everywhere and squeeze out all possible competitors so that everything declines. They don't do that. No,
not at all. Why would they? Why would they ever do the thing that's that thing?
They're capitalists. They're not about making money. They're about doing the right thing.
Hi,
A happy thought.
Oh, I don't have a happy thought, but I have a secret to tell you.
No, it's about a happy thought. Hello?